Though the fig tree does not blossom, and no fruit is on the vines, though the produce of the olive fails, and the fields yield no food, though the flock is cut off from the fold, and there is no herd in the stalls, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will exult in the God of my salvation. God the Lord is my strength. He makes my feet like the feet of a deer. He makes me tread upon the high places. Though the fig tree does not blossom, and no fruit is on the vines, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. Thanksgiving is a time of family and friends and food. It is a time that we've made it to yet another Thanksgiving. I can't believe how fast the year has gone, but here we are. We've made it to yet another one. It is time when you get together and you eat the food that has been made with care and with diligence, and you spend time with family and you catch up. You catch up on the year. And Thanksgiving usually is also a time where we wear our nice colors of orange and red and yellow, and you have turkeys running around. In Staten Island, there's a street that was badly devastated by Hurricane Sandy. But there's a street where there are wild turkeys that run around. And every time Thanksgiving comes around, I do not see many of those turkeys around. They take a vacation on Thanksgiving. But there are wild turkeys running around. So Thanksgiving is a time where, of turkey, of food, of togetherness, of warmth, of food that sticks to your ribs. Comfort food. Food that helps you stay warm in cold weather like this. But Thanksgiving is not just about eating. It's a time of being thankful. But being thankful is not just about thinking of all the good things to be thankful about. Being thankful is not just a time about thinking about your blessings as you understand them in a simple way. It's not just thinking about, I have a nice home, or I have nice clothes, or I have a decent job and I'm thankful for that. Of course you'd be thankful for that, but Thanksgiving is not just a time where you count your blessings alone. Thanksgiving is truly at its heart about God. Gratitude at its heart is not being thankful for the things you like. Gratitude at its heart is about acknowledging that God is God and that God loves you. That no matter what situation you're in, God is God and God loves you. No matter what circumstance you're in, God is God and God loves you. No matter what you're going through. Thanksgiving is when you realize God is God and God loves you. That is at the heart of being grateful, of thanksgiving, recognizing your relationship with the Lord, and recognizing that there is nothing that can separate you from the love of God. When you recognize that, you now are in a heart of gratitude and thanksgiving. Yes, that involves being thankful for the good stuff you have. But yes, it also means that though the fig tree does not blossom, and there's no fruit on the vines, though the produce of the olive fails, and the fields yield no food, though the stocks may plummet, and the jobs are not available, though the classes are hard, and the tests fail, though my friends are not being understanding, and they've chosen to hang out elsewhere, though my family is not in good health, and I spend most of my time eating hospital food, though I may not know where I'm going to find my next source of joy, because each day is filled with struggle and hardship, and though across the country I have friends and relatives and families whose lives have been utterly washed away. And though I do not know how I'm going to make it each week because I've been stuck with the same stress and the same stresses all throughout, though the fig trees of my life do not blossom, yet I will rejoice in the Lord, because I realize that though I am in this situation, there is nothing that can separate me from the love of God. And so, I'm thankful. That is at the heart of Thanksgiving. If you need good things in order to have a good Thanksgiving, you may miss what Thanksgiving is truly about. Gratitude is about recognizing our relationship with God and strengthening our relationship with God. In this Thanksgiving, I have one of my preachers who I love. He passed away, but he has this fantastic point in the Thanksgiving sermon, and he told this church. It's a really nice church in Boston, and he told them their history. And he told them, as he's telling them their history, he's telling them all the hardships they went through as a church. He has a funny voice, and he speaks, even though he's African American, he speaks like this, and he has a very funny accent, and he always talks like this, and no one understands where he got his accent from, right? And he sounds British, and we're like, "Are you from London?" "No, I'm from Plymouth, Massachusetts." And he's like, "Why do you speak like that?" But he's a very wonderful man, right? And he goes to this church, and he starts to list in this church every difficulty this church had. He's a historian. He loves history. And this church was founded in some 1800s, or 1800s, some old church. This church is 110, that church is like 200, right? Old church, right? And he lists all the struggles they went through: fires, looting, robbing, having to change buildings, divisions, splits, colonial wars, civil wars, all that stuff, right? Just all their hardships, listing them one by one. We have that song, "Count Your Blessings One by One, name them one." He's listing their hardships one by one, counting them. And at the end, he says, "I am doing this so that you may be thankful. I say all your worst days so that you may be thankful. I want you to look in the eye your worst days. Think on them, feel them again, and realize God brought you through all of them. So when you're thankful, you will gain courage and strength with your gratitude." Thanksgiving is about recognizing we are in God's hands, loved by the Lord, which means that sometimes you can't think about the good things to have a grateful heart. Sometimes we got to think about all the hard days. And we should, in this Thanksgiving, think about all the hard days that you've had. All the hard times that you've had this year. And think, the Lord has brought you through every single one. The Lord has strengthened you through every single one. The Lord's grace was sufficient in every single one. Therefore, you have much to be grateful for you have a relationship with God whose faithfulness and love is steadfast and endures forever. Y'all okay? I think about sad stuff. Now everybody's all sad. I'm like, why is everybody sad? I'm like, think about the saddest stuff you went through.
Cold.
The opposite of gratitude is self-pity. 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 That's the opposite of gratitude. Think on it. Self-pity does what? Woe is me. Sometimes you're not even really in a problem. And you don't need to be in a problem to have self-pity. You feel sorry for yourself. Woe is me? Why is it me that the train always misses? Why is it me that the lights always turn red? Why is it me that it gets cold when I need to go outside and spend time at work outside? Why is it me that I am always struggling with these issues? Why is it me? Woe is me. Oh Lord, why is it me? Self-pity is the opposite of this type of gratitude. Because you look only at yourself and you look at yourself